The Warrior King Who Defied England, the complete story of Robert the Bruce. Narrator for generations. Scotland lived under the shadow of a powerful enemy. England's kings believed the northern kingdom belonged to them. Its castles fell, its nobles were forced to swear loyalty, its people endured occupation. Many believed Scotland's independence was finished forever. But one man refused to surrender. One king chose to fight against impossible odds. His name was Robert the Bruce, branded a traitor, hunted across his own land, forced into hiding. He would rise from defeat, unite a divided nation, and lead Scotland to one of the greatest victories in medieval history. This is the story of the Warrior King Who Defied England. Robert the Bruce was born in 1274 into one of Scotland's most powerful noble families. From an early age, he was trained as a knight. He learned to ride, to fight with sword and lance, and to command men in battle. But Robert grew up during one of the darkest periods in Scottish history. King Alexander III had died without a clear heir. The Scottish throne became the centre of a bitter struggle. England's King Edward first saw an opportunity. Known as the Hammer of the Scots, Edward invaded Scotland and demanded that its nobles submit to his rule. Many obeyed, others resisted. Among them was the legendary William Wallace. Although Wallace won famous victories, he was eventually captured and executed by the English. His death shocked Scotland. But the dream of freedom did not die. In 1306, Robert the Bruce made a decision that changed history. He claimed the Scottish crown and was crowned King of Scots. Edward I declared him a rebel. An army was sent to destroy him. The first years of Robert's reign were disastrous. His forces suffered defeat after defeat. His family was captured. His brothers were executed. He became a fugitive, hiding among Scotland's mountains and islands. For a time, it seemed his cause was hopeless, but Robert refused to surrender. He returned with a new strategy. Instead of fighting large battles against England's superior armies, he relied on speed, surprise attacks, guerrilla warfare. His men struck isolated English garrisons, destroyed supply lines, captured castles, then disappeared into the rugged Scottish countryside before English reinforcements could arrive. One by one, English strongholds began to fall. Robert ordered many captured castles destroyed rather than occupied, denying the enemy places from which to launch new invasions. His victories inspired more Scots to join his cause. Soon, much of Scotland was rising again. England could no longer ignore the rebellion. In 1314, a massive English army marched north to crush Robert once and for all. Led by King Edward II, it greatly outnumbered the Scottish force. The two armies met near Bannockburn. Robert carefully chose the battlefield. Marshy ground restricted the movement of England's famous heavy cavalry. His soldiers formed dense formations of spearmen, known as schiltrons. When the English knights charged, they found themselves trapped. Horses stumbled. The narrow ground prevented them from using their numbers. Scottish spearmen held firm, then pushed forward. The English line began to collapse. Panic spread across the battlefield. Thousands fled. King Edward II barely escaped with his life. The Battle of Bannockburn became one of the greatest victories in Scottish history. Scotland's independence had been defended, but Robert's work was not finished. For years, he continued to pressure England through raids and diplomacy. Finally, in 1328, England signed the Treaty of Edinburgh-Northampton. For the first time, the English crown officially recognized Scotland as an independent kingdom. Robert the Bruce had achieved what many believed impossible. He had defeated one of Europe's greatest military powers. He had secured Scotland's freedom. Robert died the following year in 1329. According to legend, his heart was removed after his death so it could be carried on a crusade, fulfilling a vow he had never been able to keep. Today, Robert the Bruce remains one of Scotland's greatest national heroes. His courage, his determination, and his refusal to surrender transformed the fate of an entire nation. He did not possess the largest army, he did not command the greatest empire, but he proved that discipline, leadership, and unwavering resolve could overcome overwhelming odds. That is why history remembers Robert the Bruce, not simply as a king, but as the warrior king who defied England.